Caleb,
Yeah.
Joel behind the camera. We're taking the 172 up to the Quileute Airport to go to Bone Dry.
Hey,
Here we go.
master switch going on. Key goes here. 1/8 of an inch, 1/8 of an inch. Then we look around, nobody's behind us, nobody walked around our propeller, the tow bar is off. Clear prop!
Landed in the Quileute Airport here, and another fine professional job by Stan, as always. Caleb has survived quite nicely, and we're going on an adventure. So we're starting down the Bone Dry Trail from the trailhead of the secret place, and there's Caleb. You can barely discern the trail, and we got our fishing poles, and we're going on a fishing adventure down to the Bone Dry camp. Seems like the trail's gonna be pretty nice when you get started on it because it's got all of these nice boards and stuff, and you make it about a 1/16 of a mile and it turns to absolute crap. But it's pretty well traveled, so it's not horrible. How's your pack feel, Caleb? Pretty stable?
Lighter and lighter.
I know, right?
Figured it out. I can't believe I forgot the fucking hot dog.
So we're going down to Bone Dry Camp, which we usually go down to in July, or not July, January, on Martin Luther King Day weekend, and we're out here amongst these huge trees. I think we're in what is this, a national park, Caleb? Or national forest?
Wildlife, is it a wildlife refuge?
I don't know. It's a refuge for wayward, freaking starving travelers, apparently.
Well, we're gonna be starving on day 3 with no freaking fish.
I don't think I brought enough food. In fact, I'm really counting on catching something to eat.
Probably a good idea.
Which adds to the adventure factor, right?
Yeah. Back in with a fishing pole. Hey, it's like the Norwegian Memorial, right? You gotta,
Yeah.
you gotta survive.
So this is a pretty cool. That's a big tree. That big spruce. Pretty big spruce tree. This is a real tricky trail in the dark. Caleb, did you and I go down close to dark last time?
Yeah, we started at dusk a couple times. At least once.
Yeah.
If you get down there, it's pretty headland.
That's true.
Took the wrong turn.
You can do this. I mean, we're not exceptionally good looking. So, all right, Caleb, we've made it like what, about 4 minutes down the trail, and I've decided to stop so we can check out these enormous cedar trees. Wow, those are special. How special are those trees, Caleb?
They're pretty special. Isn't nature neat?
Super neat. This is a pretty muddy crossing. You gotta step on all these little roots, or you fall in that sinkhole, clear up to your anus. Caleb is walking down into one of the big grade changes. Quite a ways down there. A lot of these big hemlocks, kind of old growth condition. That's the trail right there. Really pretty cool. Lots of thick vegetation. If you get off this trail, take a dump, you might not make it back on. To our camping spot. Got a lot of people down here, surprisingly, for as remote as this is. And this is where we're at. Bunch of rocks out here, the tide's coming in. We'll see how close it gets. Kind of see the line of kelp and vegetation. Not too far away. We got some people that are not too far away from us, but we got to get the campsite set up before it gets too late. So we got a fire started and a little fire area. There's my campsite. What's that, Caleb?
You want to throw some more sticks on there?
Maybe we can get by with what we've got, I think, with that little coal bed. There's Caleb's tent, our little firewood pile. Getting the fishing poles ready to go. And we're gonna cook on the fire. We didn't bring anything other than this little pot here. So that's what we're gonna try to do chili in. Okay, so we're gonna try some fishing out here. So you kind of walk down to this point that's generally inaccessible when the tide comes in. So we're keeping an eye on that. We really don't know much about what the tidal schedule is, but there's Caleb out on a rock. Doing a bit of fishing, catching quite a bit. Catching quite a bit of seaweed. No fishes yet. No fishes. No fish. Just seaweed. So I'm gonna walk out there with him. Check it out, see what it's like. So we're heading down the other side of the beach to go fishing on the other side. We're about a half mile or so south of where we have our new campsite. There's this big rock. It's kind of cool. It's undercut by the water. And there's Caleb walking up to it. Pretty big rock with some trees growing on it. Then we're going to try to go out around this big rock outcropping in the distance there. That's our plan. See if we can catch some fish. How far back does that cave go?
Back further than I want to go.
Does it really?
Yeah. It's fucking dark in there, and I'm like, I don't do spooky caves.
So we're gonna go into this spooky cave. Hold on to my fishing pole, Caleb. If I hoot once like a barn owl and once like a screech owl, I need help.
Was it barn owl then screech owl or screech owl then barn owl?
Doesn't matter because I can't hoot like either one of them. Wow, this is cool. Oh shit.
That's about as far as I got.
Yeah. Hopefully it doesn't go much further than that. Wonder if... Oh man, this is crazy. Definitely creepy.
You know, it's not a bad place to set camp, huh?
Yeah, if you want to drown. Huh? I think Gollum is in there.
Okay, I'm not trying to find out.
My precious. So yeah, we made it to the other side of the Norwegian point. Still no fish. We've only caught vegetarian fish so far. What do they call those vegetarian fish, Caleb? Seaweeds. Yeah, there's a trail. If the tide comes in, you have to go up that steep passage up over there on the other side. Or you can try to make it around these rocks, which is the way we came. But if the tide comes in, you're forced up and over. It's not excellent. So we're gonna go up here by Penis Rock and see if there's fish over here. Caleb, what you got there? You got a surf perch, right on. Very cool. Catch and release. Alright, let's get him off of there and put him back. Eroded rocks over here. Erosion. Super cool. Right at the base of this kind of gravelly area in this enormous rock face. Which we're going around. because you really would have a heck of a time walking around here. At high tide you get trapped, it's no good. So gotta be careful. But yeah, that's a pretty cool rock. There's Caleb being fancy as fuck. So we got a new camp. That's my tent and hammock set up back there. Caleb's tent, our basic necessities of life, plus a few necessities. We've got this little camping spot right by the beach here. It's just a stone's throw from where we were. The people that were in this spot last night took off and left, so we decided to move to this new spot. So yeah, it's kind of cool. It's got a new, they left a fire and stuff, so we'll leave it just like that. We got some stuff they got crafted to go fetch water and put the fire out and such, so that's cool. Anywho, we're gonna get started on the cooking part of things shortly. We only have my jet boil container right here to cook with. So we're gonna try to cook everything we got in there, and we caught 2 surf perch. So we're not starving anymore, which is good. So maybe I'll take a video of us preparing that. So this is where we're at. We didn't bring any cooking, sort of anything. So we wired a bunch of wire we found on a stick to make a grill. We'll see how long the sticks last. So our hamburger is roasting over the open fire. We got some fish over here ready to go. And we're gonna try flipping it over and see what happens. Wire thing worked for 5 hamburgers, and then Caleb ended up finding this flat rock. So we're using this flat rock in the fire to cook on because we don't have the wire thing anymore. So we're really regressing in our technological advances. You see the remnants of the wire thing right there in the fire. Yep, pretty cool stuff. There's Caleb. He's eating a freshly. How's the burger, Caleb?
Nice and crispy.
Quite crispy, quite good, quite done. Perfect. Everything's perfect. Fantastic. This is unseasoned cuisine. Natural. So we hiked down, short hike to the Norwegian Memorial. There's a couple campsites around here. And this is a little trail to it. It's pretty tall, probably 8 feet or so. So there was only 2 survivors. They shipwrecked here in 1903, January 2nd. And there's a lot of full stories on Wikipedia, I guess, but all but 2 of them died. It was pretty bad. And they were able to, I guess, found most of the bodies and buried them here. And then they, later on, I think they took the bodies and took them back. But this is their original resting place. Out in the water out there, there is a ton of rocks that you hardly can't see. Right now the rocks are just the tips of them you can see, but there's a field of rocks and debris out there that's probably a couple 100 yards deep. This is where they ran aground, and yeah, pretty crazy story. But 2 of them survived, and there was a homestead around here that just happened to be another Norwegian, so they spoke the same language. So the 2 survivors were able to get out here, but pretty crazy. So when we come down to Bone Dry in January every year, it really paints a better picture of what they were going through, because the waves are pretty brutal in the wintertime, especially if there's a storm. They just got beat to death on those rocks out there. It's miraculous that even 2 survived. All right, getting ready to walk out. All right, we're packed up and ready to leave. Left a little fire starter kit for the next dudes. Got her all cleaned up. Perfect day for a hike out, little breeze action. And yeah, the water's looking pretty fine for a Norwegian swimming trip. So we're getting ready to leave. Gonna go get some more water and then hit the trail, meet Master Hickory. Then we're going airborne. Back towards Bone Dry Camp and Coffee Creek to get us a cup of coffee. That's what we call the filthy water. It comes out of that drainage. And we're on our way back up to the airplane. It's not a long walk. It's only a half mile. Half mile. Well, Caleb, did you have fun?
Oh yeah. Look at it. Best day I've ever seen out here.
So we came from down and way around that corner. And this is Coffee Creek right here, where it enters into the ocean. Down around that big ass rock back there, and that point is where we were fishing. And there's Caleb. And over here by this tree, we enter the trail to take the secret passage up to our pickup point. So we're found the trail and we're on the way now. Gets a little bit squatchy out here at places. It's not a long walk, it's only 28 miles. Maybe 28,000 paces, huh? All right, Caleb, how was the hike situation?
On the way back? On the way back is fine. It's good. A little bit sweaty. It's really, really nice today, so it's pretty hot.
Yeah.
T-shirt and shorts kind of weather.
T-shirt and shorts. We are out on the trail to nowhere, which people with Hondas
And a Tesla.
and a Tesla managed to find. So there's that. Anyhow, we're gonna head down the logging road and wait for Master Hickory to meet us on the road. Maybe we can find some water down the road a ways. So here we go. Oh, Caleb, what do you think? Is that the way to travel?
Oh, it sure saves some time, that's for sure.
Oh yeah. So now we just gotta fuel up and then we can get out of here. An hour from Forks to Olympia. Not a big deal.